What does insurance cover? Any asset, including your life. What does insurance loss reported mean? That's a claim, one of the loss reports, meaning what losses have they incurred or what have they reported. What does insurance mean in blackjack? I have no idea. What does insurance do? The whole point of insurance is to restore you to the rights and privileges that you had before the accident happened. What does insurance premium mean? Premiums are the amounts that you pay for that particular insurance coverage. What does insurance carrier mean? Insurance carrier is the company that provides the coverage for your policy. So you have a carrier and an agent. The carrier could be, for example, Erie Insurance, and your insurance agent is Catawba Valley Insurance. We represent Erie Insurance. When does insurance go down for males?
That's the internet.
If you're talking about auto insurance rates, in North Carolina, auto insurance rates go down 3 years after you get your driver's license. So if you get your license at 16, your insurance rate is going to go down at 19. You're going to see another adjustment, typically around 21, small. It'll go down again at 24. It'll go down at 30. And then about every 4 to 6 years, depending on your insurance record, the rates as far as your insurance should go down. But if you're just talking about driver experience rates, all things being equal, you're looking at 19, 20, 24, 28, 36. When does insurance go down for females? Again, 19, 20, 24, 28, 36. When does insurance expire? You're talking about policy period, and you can have auto policy periods of 6 months. You can have auto policy periods of a year. And most policies for fixed assets, auto, home, boat, motorcycle, cars, or motorcycles, travel trailers, 12 months. You're looking at a 12-month policy period. Life can be anywhere from, if you do a term policy, it could be 10, 20, 30-year term, or if you have permanent, to age 121. Have faith. When does insurance go down after an accident? 3 years. What's going to happen is those points are going to roll on to your policy the next renewal after your accident. So say you have your accident in January and then your policy renews in March. Those points are going to roll on that March, and they're going to stay for 3 years until that renewal of that March 3 years later. Where does insurance money go? Wow, the premium that they're paying, where does that all go? Part of the premium goes to pay the true cost of insurance, what that risk is. And then some of the cost goes into savings for claims. Some of the cost goes into paying the administrative costs for the policy. Some of the insurance costs go into paying agency commissions. Why does insurance go up? Oh, Swami.
Deja vu.
There's so many reasons. It used to be the older a vehicle got, the less the insurance would drop. About 7 years ago, instead of going with that, they went to a symbol rating. The argument there was that the labor costs for repair of vehicle was the same whether it's a new vehicle or an old vehicle, and the parts costs kept rising. So now it doesn't matter how old your vehicle is, it matters everything about your insurance, what you have on your comprehensive, your collision. So insurance goes up for a couple reasons. One has to do with the car costs. Usually those are calculated. They look at those every 36 months. They try to get the costs in there. Then you've got liability. Liability is determined by the state of North Carolina, and they determine the costs there. Insurance can go up if you move. Insurance can go up if you have an accident, if you have a claim. Unfortunately, that's what happens. In North Carolina, is one of the states that does not have what's called rate lock. That gives you the opportunity to lock your rate in and so that there's not any changes. But I think that's coming. Why does insurance exist? Insurance exists to offset risk. There are sometimes that there's those risks that we don't want to take or we don't want to take alone. Let's talk about that for auto. You bought this car. Let's say you bought it for $10,000. So of course you have to have liability, that's the law. But then you can cover your car with comprehensive, which is for fire, theft, vandalism, hail, hitting a dog or a deer, windshield. And then you have collision. Whereas if you are at fault and you run into somebody else, or your car is damaged and you don't know how it happened. So are you willing to pay for those repairs? And if you are, then great, you don't have to have collision. If you're not willing to pay for those repairs, then you want somebody to share that cost. So you have your portion of the risk, which is your deductible, and then your insurance carrier takes care of the rest. Why does insurance have deductibles? See the question before. So you have your portion of the risk, which is your deductible. Insurance has deductibles for two reasons. One, to share that risk, and then it also balances out premium. The higher your deductible, which means the higher part of the risk that you're taking on, the lower your premium. So you want to find a good balance with it. What am I comfortable with? And that's it.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
What do you think of the questions that the internet asks about insurance?
I think it's interesting. Oh, wow. Insurance can be complicated, and it can be, sometimes it's like hearing a completely different language.